Well, welcome into a very exciting episode of The Scene. I'm your host, Bubba Startz. With me today, Cottonwood Studios, Tom Frear.
Thanks for having me, Bubba.
Man,
at my house.
It is a long time coming. Long time coming. You actually just heard a little preview of a Starts and Ends song, my band. Tom's been instrumental in every way to putting out my music, and we finally got a chance to sit down here on the podcast and to talk about your studio and your music. And Tom, you're busier than me, and that's hard to do. So thanks for taking a few minutes to step out and step into the studio with me today. Yeah. Give everybody a little bit of background. Who is Tom Frear? Pretty much starting from the early music days, and you don't have to go too far back, but tell us a little bit about who you are.
Well, my name's Tom, and I play guitar, drums, bass, a little bit of piano, a little bit of ukulele, a little bit of everything, all the fun ones anyways. And I've been playing, since I was my grandma put me in piano lessons when I was a kid. So probably second or third grade.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We got 3 decades of playing, right?
Yeah, no shit. Yeah, it's crazy. I'm getting old. And then piano got lame. I worked through a couple Beatles books, and then she wanted me to start playing church hymns and all that, which nothing wrong with it. But at the time I was more worried about riding my skateboard. So I was like, well, I'm going to put piano down for a while, and then I picked up the guitar and took lessons with a guy named Mike Casey. And so what's cool is his dad was Al Casey of the Wrecking Crew, which is their famous LA musicians way back in the 60s, 70s. They did all the Beach Boys hits, basically if it came out of LA and if it was a Phil Spector production, the Wrecking Crew were on it. And so my guitar teacher's dad, Al Casey, was on all the Beach Boys records and all that good stuff. So he was my first guitar teacher. Then he died, so I started playing drums and played drums through high school and college and double majored in college on guitar. And my college guitar teacher was Charles Carey, and he was a Florida guy and just an incredible musician, just scary guitar player. He's a monster. And he's also dead. So all my guitar teachers are dead, so that's great. And so now I play drums with a band called Kenny Fiddler and the Cowboy Killers, and we're based out of here in Rapid.
But you guys are all over the place. You got a busy schedule, man.
Yeah, we don't play locally all that often, maybe a couple times a year. And it seems like so far 50% of the local gigs we've played this year have been rained out, so that's one of two.
Well, and Tom, we have a long history together. We've known you since playing in some of your first bands. I don't even think you were old enough to get in the bars yet. Actually, I know you weren't. We got some funny stories about that. But you've always been a phenomenal musician, but you kind of moved into the recording space quite a while ago, but I feel like it's really picked up steam here the last 5 or 6 years. Yeah. You've been doing a lot of work, on your studio, no matter where it is. A couple iterations of this studio now. We're in the new one here. Beautiful space you got here. Really proud of you, man.
Thank you.
It's been a long road to just to get to this point, right? And you've worked on a lot of records. A lot of artists in the Rapid City area have come through here, and it's been incredible for me. Obviously, I got to shout out Devin Sands, friend of the show. Oh, yeah. I know all of his stuff has pretty much been recorded in one of your studios around, and they all come out sounding absolutely incredible. You would never know that it's out of a home studios. They've all been home studios. I know that when you were over at the AB's building, that it was a commercial building, but the studio was still a home studio kind of setup. We didn't have huge live rooms with the big see-through things. It was a simple setup, but the quality.
That is the goal, to get to one of those big, immaculate studios.
But if you keep being able to create it out of similar spaces, then why do you need to go try to spend all the money and change the business plan? Because at that point it becomes Tom's probably not getting to go out and have fun with Kenny on the road a bunch. You're locked into your studio and trying to pay that rent. So I think you've really found a good space here. I really like the new one. We're going to get to work on mixing down some starts and ends stuff later today. But what's some of the new stuff you've been working on? I know you got a bunch of projects in the works right now. So
there's a new Kenny record coming out. We actually today I think our test pressing of the vinyl's coming in, and so I think we're going to give that a listen back here pretty soon. And Abby Leach has a new record coming out. Casey Sheldon has a new record coming out. Pete Butler just put something out that's going in a movie. And those are just the sessions that I've had here since 2 or 3 weeks ago, since I moved in.
Right.
Yeah. And Connex, a band out of Denver, just tracked here on Monday.
Right. Yeah. Obviously, they were in town for.
Yeah, they won the Sturgis Battle of the Bands last year.
Nice.
One of the prizes is recording here.
I met the current winners while I was out at the Buffalo Chip. The guys that run it this year still running.
Oh,
and they were in town, and we caught them at the Buffalo Chip, and loved what this is. It's cool that you got that shirt on because we had Veronica Grosick, who's the president of the director of the chamber over there, and we talked about how cool of an opportunity it is for local bands, regional bands to come up and to compete in the Battle of the Bands for Sturgis, because the winner gets to go out and open for bands at the Buffalo Chip.
It's a pretty big deal.
It's life-changing, man. And I know from just seeing, these young men, none of them looked like they were even 20, right?
Yeah.
Maybe I'm just getting older. They could have been 30, I guess, and they look too young to us. But it's a great community here, and you're a big part of that, Tom. And I know maybe that you don't look at yourself like that, mostly because you're just in here, you're in front of a screen, and you're working all the time. But you're a big part of this Rapid City music scene and have been for a long time. And it's funny how, kind of unbeknownst to us, that we became the OGs all of a sudden, right?
Yeah, been around a minute.
Yeah. Well, so what's next with Kenny? I know that's kind of your main performance schedule now. You guys got some big stuff coming up the next month. You talked about a new album. I know you just released a live album as well that you mixed here.
34 songs on that live album.
That's crazy.
Yeah,
and that was one show, correct?
Yeah, that's a typical show. Just 2 hours, start to finish, nonstop. Starts to ends nonstop.
Yeah. Just ass-kicking country music. And I love Kenny, great songwriter. Casey Sheldon, who you mentioned earlier, guitar player in that band as well. You got a great crew around you. What's coming up through the fall here for Kenny Fiddler and the Cowboy Killers?
Well, I think this week we're in Montana. We're doing a show at the Old Saloon, which is always a fun stage to play. And then next week we're hitting the East Coast. We're going to North Carolina, West Virginia. There's another one in there somewhere in Ohio.
First time getting out to the East Coast for you guys?
Never been that far east.
Yeah.
Yeah, that'll be a first for me. Maybe the other guys have, but I'll be the first time. Yeah. I'm excited about that. I think we're doing a run in California sometime in the fall. We just got back from Canada a few weeks ago. That was a good time. Yeah.
An international band now.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's pretty wild to watch how far it had come, because really, when Kenny Fiddler came on the, scene for me when I was, just fresh out of prison again. It was 2018 and came back and started seeing this name, and then you see your friends playing with or in the band and like, whoa, who is this band? Love what you guys got going on. You got a great sound, putting out all this music and building this following, and really a template for other South Dakota bands to follow as well. I mean, you guys have played some really big rooms. The Mission Ballroom, I know, was on there. You were just up playing First Ave in Minneapolis recently too, right? So you guys have grown up to that. Yes, it's taken some time, but I think for a lot of our listeners who are smaller acts, independent, you can reach these levels, but you got to stay consistent. You guys are on the road a lot.
All the time.
You are weekend warriors to the max, and now it's growing into, hey, we're going to be taking a couple of weeks out of town at a time and going on tour. I know Kenny's got a young family at home, so he doesn't want to stay out for months at a time, but how is it, being in a traveling band like that, and you guys, traveling in a van with a trailer behind it, it's not always as glorious as the movies have made it seem.
It's actually, okay, so we don't travel with the trailer anymore because we went off the road twice last year. But I think that trailer is the only thing that saved us from rolling the van. Something about that counterweight on the back. But no, it's pretty good actually. We have a really good crew, and that makes the difference. If for a bunch of assholes, it wouldn't be able to work at all. But the crew that's what makes it possible.
And it's a collective vision. I think everybody's bought into where it's going, and you don't have people that are kind of trying to tear it apart at the seams. It feels like everybody is there trying to keep it stitched together and moving and living a collective dream, For me, it was kind of weird to see you behind the drums with this band. I knew you were a drummer, but I've always considered you a guitar player, right? Playing with local band, Brandon Jones, and then with the Cottonwood Boys with our good friend Clayton Ryan. I have never seen you as someone that would step back behind the kit and to perform back there, but I mean, you've played drums on Starts and Ends records that we've done too, so it's not that you weren't, talented enough to do it. It's been a pleasure to watch, Tom. I appreciate the work you've done for my music career. Not just engineering and producing from this chair.
Live too, live together. It's always fun.
Yeah, well, we got to do the number 10 together last year. That was pretty fun, and it's been a pleasure to watch you guys grow. And for me, it's great to share your story, to show people some success, that it can look a little bit different. It doesn't have to be, moving to Nashville and traveling all the time and grinding it out there, that you can have a successful music career going out and playing, 3-4 nights a week, or, staying out for 2 or 3 weeks at a time, but then being able to come home and still have a family life.
Yeah.
And because that's important to me. I have young kids at home. So kind of watching Kenny do it, where I'm like, okay, this is tenable, right? Takes the right partner. My wife Danielle's behind the camera today, so it takes the right people behind us. I know you have a very supportive, girlfriend that supports you and everything that you do, helping with a little even social media management now, because it's hard to do it all, right? Especially when you're here trying to do this, and this is your computer time out there. It's hard to want to now jump behind and make videos.
It takes a team, it really does. Like to be relevant in the music industry and like to stay relevant. Like you need a marketing person. You need the management side of it. You need it all. It's all important.
Yeah, and that doesn't necessarily mean that you have to have like outside influences over those things. Sometimes it's nice when you get to a certain level to be able to pay someone else to do it, but it really takes, usually the band themselves are doing quite a bit of that, right?
Damn near all of it.
Yeah, well, and that's what's been fun to watch you guys, and to watch everyone kind of have their solo careers budding outside of that as well now too, right? Yeah. You've been able to do some stuff. Casey's got a new album coming out, and getting to see that. So watching everyone express their individuality while still being fully invested in the band has been eye-opening for me, because I think in my head that I thought it was either like all or nothing, right? And now you're seeing that like, well, you can be invested. It's just, it comes down to people. It comes down to the right people, and brother, I'm so glad that we've been able to be friends for 20 years first of all, but now getting to work on a lot of stuff together. So where can people find you online? I know you got a very busy schedule, but there's still time that you could fill up with artists that want to come in to Cottonwood Recording and record their stuff. Tell us how we can find you.
Scheduling is limited because, like you said, I'm gone pretty often. But just hit me up on Instagram. My personal page or the studio page is fine. Tom Frear, that's F-R-E-A-R, like father ear, F-R-ear. And or Cottonwood Recording is also the Instagram.
Fantastic. Well, Tom, we're going to get to work here. We're going to mix down some starts and ends stuff. I'm looking forward to that. But we wanted to make sure that we got some shine here. Hey, that's all right. Awesome. Cool. Well, for everyone else, thank you for tuning in. Make sure you're following everything that's happening with Cottonwood Recording. And Tom, thanks for being part of the scene, brother.
Thanks for
appreciate you.
With me. Appreciate it. Yeah.